Everyone, yeah, I think we're all up. Hello, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Okay, get out of my video with that. Okay, you want to come on and say hello so you can be done too? Everybody wants to say hello to you guys tonight, so you don't want to say hi? Okay, so anyway, those are my children. For some reason, when I was getting ready to go live, they decided they wanted to jump in the background and they wanted to be in my live video. So anyway, I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. I am popping on tonight to talk to you about these six-figure salaries, these six-figure dreams that people have for their careers, and giving you a little bit of insight about what it takes to get to that level in your career, in your job. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But before I do, and I'm going to jump right in, and my hair looks a mess. But anyway, at any rate, I am Bashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. I am also the host of the Know Your Worth career podcast, centered around issues that matter to women in the workplace, and bringing on special guests to help them to navigate some of those special situations and circumstances that we often find ourselves in as women in our careers, trying to progress up the career ladder, or it doesn't necessarily have to be upwards. It could be whichever direction you want, but whatever that next level looks like for you, helping to bring some expertise to help you with some of those issues. So I'm going to jump right in. I want to invite you to like and share this video, tag a friend, coworker, anybody really that could benefit from hearing about information to help you to reach that goal of earning the whimsical six-figure salary. Okay? So, and if you're catching this on replay, type replay in the comments so that I know that you are seeing the replay and that you weren't able to catch us live, which is fine. So, just a few things. Six figures is like, especially when you're employed in a 9-to-5 job, for a lot of people, and not necessarily just starting out, but for a lot of people, that's like the ideal place to be within your career, within your job. They want to have a job where they make six figures, because I don't even know why that's because, but for some reason that's like the magic number that people want to earn, especially given that there are studies that say when you get to $75,000, then that's where your happiness related to the amount of money you make ends, because at that point you should be able to take care of your personal needs, your financial needs, and then that your level of happiness does not increase greatly after you hit that point. But for some reason we have this $100,000 and up mark as a measure of success when it comes to our careers, and I think that is changing, but that's been the standard for a very long time. And what I want to share with you is that in order to get to a point where someone is going to pay you six figures and up in a job, in a career, it is going to require some different things of you. They're not going to just hand you out a check for $100,000 without getting something in return for that investment. And it can't be, the effort that you contribute as an entry-level employee who is fresh out of college and, no work experience and all of those things. There are caveats to this, but those are usually not the jobs that are going to be paying you $100,000 unless you're in some highly technical field, and that's the going salary for it. But it's not the most common thing. But what I want to share with you is that there's some things you want to consider. So I've had some people come on, a lot of people talk, saying that low pay was one of their concerns in terms of their careers. They weren't making enough money. They can't take care of all of their needs, and responsibilities, and that's understandable if you're not making enough money to be able to do that. And there's, several things that you can do about it, but what I'm going to share with you tonight as it relates to this particular topic is, if you have to consider your positioning. So if you're in a career field where $100,000 is not the norm, and it's not, especially if you're in your earlier career years, if that's not the norm, and sometimes it's not the norm even when you've been in the career for a long time. It just depends on what your career field is. But if you are in one of those career fields where it's low paying and you can't expect to make $100,000, maybe you're in a location where that's not the norm, then you might want to consider your positioning. And that could be if you want to remain an employee, a 9-to-5 employee, because, if you think about like starving artists or actors, most of them are starving artists. They don't make a lot of money unless they hit it big for some reason. But the majority of them don't, and that's why you see a lot of them having jobs at restaurants, and it gives them some flexibility. They are able to meet people, make money, and still be able to have the time to pursue their passion. But most of them they're not making six figures. They may barely be making 5 figures. It just depends. But what you want to consider what they could do though is if they are really skilled at acting or singing or painting or whatever it is. And these are just some ideas that are coming to the top of mind, but this could relate to any particular field where the pay is not the highest. Then you might want to consider, is this something that you can do in a freelance capacity? Is it something that you can start a business on the side doing so that you can utilize those skills and talents and experiences that you have and be able to get to that 6-figure mark, but you'll be doing it on your own instead of through your employer? Doesn't mean you have to leave your employment situation. It could mean that you're doing some work on the weekends. It could mean that you're working in the evenings, that you're teaching some classes, whatever that looks like and whatever works best for your work schedule, your family life. It could be those kind of things, but giving you an opportunity to utilize the skill sets that you have and be able to make the kind of money that you want. And if you're successful at it, then you may not need a 9-to-5. You can just do it on your own. But it's about the positioning and the way that you are thinking about the thing. Because just because a job doesn't pay this amount of money doesn't mean you can't earn it doing what you want and what you love. So the other thing is about it's still positioning, it's repositioning yourself. So it's really about, you might need to relocate. If you're in a place or an area that has a low wage, then maybe you want to consider, I can move to another state or another city where there's more opportunities, where there's larger employers if you want to stay in your 9-to-5, because having a small business is not for everybody. It's a whole lot more responsibility than having a job, quite frankly. So maybe it is that you might want to consider, how you can make some shifts and changes to be able to get to where it is that you want to be in your career, to get to that 6-figure level. The next thing is about skill sets. So I kind of alluded to it earlier. When you are getting to the point where you're making 6 figures, that means that you have some very specialized skill sets that you're bringing to the table and that an employer is willing to pay you for. Or you are in a leadership position, you are someone that's a thought leader, you're helping to generate ideas for moving forward. the company forward for the future, creating, having a vision for how things can progress, become better. It usually requires a different level of skill set, a higher level of skill set than you would expect from someone who was maybe just, an entry level employee. I have a book that I want to share with you, and it is specifically talking about women who want to move up in their careers, and 3 things in particular that we need to make sure that we master if we want to get to that point where we're making 6 figures, where we're in leadership positions within our organizations. And there's 3 important skills. The first one is your understanding the business that you're in, how things work, the industry, just having that whole understanding of the business of your industry, the business of your business, your company that you work for. And the second thing is having that financial understanding of the financials, that, how things operate, how you make money, what the financial picture looks like for your company or your organization. Having that kind of understanding is really valuable if you're looking to get to that point where you can make 6 figures in your career, in your company or organization. And the last thing is strategy. It's being able to understand how to move the company forward, what that vision I was talking about, how 10 years from now the company can look so much different if they do this and this, that innovation piece of it, which is so important to any and every company and organization that is planning to stick around over time. You need to always think about improvements and innovations and strategy to help you to get to that point. And the book that I was talking about is called No Ceiling, No Walls: What Women Haven't Been Told About Leadership from Career Start to the Corporate Boardroom. And it's by Susan L. Colantuono, and I may be mutilating her name, but I'm going to show it to you on the screen in case you care to pick up a copy and read it. It's really good information for women looking to advance their careers. She did a study and was trying to figure out what the difference is for women and men, and found that there were some interesting differences in terms of how women are groomed and mentored for leadership positions versus men. And I'll encourage you to get the book and just really dive into it if you're interested in going further with it. But at any rate, so skill sets. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk to you about tonight is really your whole perspective and mindset. And for me, mindset is like the beginning of any and everything, because if you don't have the right mindset for success, you're not going to get past hurdle 1, because your mind is going to have you stuck. You're not going to be able to move forward and make progress. So you have to have a shift in your mindset. When you are, and I'm just going to use this terminology, lower level employee, your concern is on getting your job in front of you done and making sure that that's complete. But as you move up that career ladder, then your perspective has to change. It changes from just being someone who is taking direction to someone who's helping to set the direction. Someone who's taking ownership for making sure that things get done, that they get done timely, that they are done well. So it turns and shifts, and you make a shift and you take on more responsibility. Whereas you might, and I saw this on Facebook earlier, it was something talking about I don't get paid enough to care about whatever was going on at work. Well, when you start moving up the ladder, people are going to expect you to care about things because they're paying you to do so. So, anyway, so that's what that's what it requires. That's what is required when you are wanting to make six figures, and earning six figures comes along with more responsibility, taking that ownership that I talked about, more responsibility in terms of the level of things that you are held accountable for, that you are leading the way for. So to speak, that you really are the driving force for that particular team, that particular task, that particular department, or however your company is organized and is structured. So that's it. That's really the main point of it all. It just really requires a different level of responsibility, a different level of thinking, a different level of acting and being. And you have to be willing to speak up, to share your ideas, to share your concerns, to voice your concerns. I'm going to say the word concerns again, or your disagreements, but to do it in the way where you display your emotional intelligence, and that you're in control, and that your emotions and your feelings are not in control of you. So, and being able to display that, because people are watching and they're seeing how you respond and how you act and how you handle different situations, because the people who do it well are the people who will be assigned to go out and do these kind of things on a broader basis. So it's important that you're representing yourself well. I always talk about the whole personal branding thing, and making sure that you are being a good representative of yourself in the workplace. And it's just important for so many reasons, and this one is one of those. So if you're looking to level up your pay and your salary and your responsibility, and you want to get to those six figures that everybody is dreaming of, then these are some things that you need to consider and to help you to get to that point. And that is all that I have for you guys tonight. I want to invite you to like and share this video, tag a friend, coworker, all that good stuff, like I always say, so that we can share this and get the word out, because there's people who need to hear it. I am convinced of that. Okay. And if you're not in the group, Straight Talk Women, Careers, and Money, I invite you to check us out. It is for experienced career women who are in 9-to-5 positions, looking for support, encouragement, accountability, and education and knowledge to help you to move to the next level in your career. You can find us at bit.ly/Straight Talk with Vashana, my first name, and let us know what your biggest challenge is. We look forward to seeing you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.